All right, we are joined this week on Competition Time by one of the Girlmore girls, Rebecca Balckstock herself, known as Bex to everybody else. Bex, welcome to Competition Time.
Thank you.
Cool. It's been a hot minute since we chatted to you guys, but I'm super pumped to have you back on the show.
Thank you.
And, for us to chat everything competition. And, you guys have had a little bit of change since we probably last spoke. So why don't you just give everybody a real quick, for those that might know you from before and also the newbies who won't know you, a little bit of an intro, who you guys are, what you cook in, all that kind of stuff. Are you NZBA, SCA, etc.? Let's start there.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, the OG, we were four of us originally. We started as a team of four, and then we split up into separate groups, and we've gone into three different teams at this stage. So now there's just two of us. We sort of not like a last man standing, but it is sort of just that way. So yeah, there's just Kirsty and I left, and we're part of the Gilmore Girls. Yeah, and it's pretty cool. I was really lucky to have like Heather and Charlotte and Kirsty in the beginning when we first started, because when we jumped onto this wild train that is competitive barbecue, I actually had to Google it to find out what it was, what I'd agreed to start doing beforehand. So like I was so green when I rolled into QMU, and knew nothing. So it was just a really nice way to do it. And we all picked one protein, so I only had to dial in one protein at a time.
And you are still doing NZBA stuff, right? But dabbling
Yes,
a
yeah.
little bit, doing a little bit of SCA here and there.
Yes, I do like to cook steak. I like eating it, so I figured I'd like cooking it. For me though, like I'll do SCA as long as it's not on an NZBA day, or do you know, like they're both,
You like to keep them
I,
separate.
I struggle
Yeah.
with it. It's like meat stock for me. I couldn't do any of the SCA. And I just did the NZBA, whereas Kirsty did all of the NZBA and SCA at the same time.
And the other thing that you're doing, which is super cool as well, which we might talk about later. So I don't really want to, if you're gonna use it later, then we can do that. But I think what you've done is what certainly we've had, and a few other teams. You've really had your kids start to come into it as well, and to really sort of dip their toes in that water, and you're helping bring that next generation of barbecue competitors through, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, we do. We have the Rowdy Three, which they compete independently by themselves. They had their first Mighty Ten Cook competition, where they showed up, and Jared said I had to be there to supervise and just make sure that they didn't cut themselves or anything like that. But pretty much I showed up. Josh from Texans was there to, guide them and help them if they need it, but just basically same thing. But I took a back seat because, they can do it. They had a blast and enjoyed it. So yeah, and they've done SCA, well, the kids SCA as well. So they do, they love it. They love barbecuing. They love eating it.
Yeah, well,
So
they're going to be joined. If they're at the next one, they're going to be joined by a new team. BBQ will be there. So Phoebe is going to do the Mitre 10
oh,
car park
cool.
cook-offs as well from now. So, that seems to be a place where you've had the kids cartel,
Yeah.
Steve Cook's kids have come in as well. So it's, I think, I'm excited to see it become a bit of a proving ground for not only new teams, but junior teams as well. So that's going to be
Yeah.
super cool.
I really like that format is really good for them and the kids, and the whole competition scene's always really supportive, but it's a nice environment for them to be in and be part of as well.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
I'm
I
grateful.
agree. Right. Well, let's stop talking about kids. Let's talk
Okay.
about you
Yeah.
guys. What is the thing that you're most proud of in your competition barbecue journey?
Oh, that's tricky. I mean, every competition I'm always it's always, yeah, my goal is to just do one, beat myself. Do you know what I mean? Like I better myself every time. I guess I'm proud that this is our fourth year competing. So, and we're still here. We're still enjoying it, and that's what I like. I'm proud that I'm still here. Those who knew me at the beginning knew that I used to get really anxious and nervous and throw up sometimes and shake. Every competition, for at least the first year and a half, was just nerve wracking. But now I show up and I just am grateful to be there and enjoy it. So that's what, yeah.
Do you know what? I can remember on my very first meat stock, which was only our second competition we'd ever done. And I was trying to box. I can't remember which box it was, but I remember getting the absolute shakes in my hands, trying to put something in a box and like almost dropping it and being like, what is going on? I was so like hyped up on the anxiety of what I was doing. I literally, my hands were shaking so badly, I could hardly put the meat in the box. It was insane.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like there have been situations, I think, I remember, being shaking too much to actually put anything in a box. And once again, grateful for my teammates who identified and stepped in.
That's what you need. So, that's what you need. Well, we won't use that for the next one, but what's been your biggest fail?
Oh, there's been some, because like I said at the beginning, we all took one protein. So I dialed in my chicken and spent a lot of time working on that. And then when Charlotte left to be the SCA queen, there were ribs, and I still managed to keep my hands in my pockets and didn't have to do that either, because Heather and Kirsty took the lead on that one. So I was like, oh, cool. Just me rolling in with my chicken. And then Heather decided to become mistress of meat. So she did that. So then brisket came up and I was like, oh, okay, I'll give that a go. There was a lot of fails. There was a lot of stuff that the brisket was unedible. So that's big learning curve was brisket. Now I've cooked enough now that I'm okay with it. But there's some, where you call takeout instead of eating it.
Brisket's hard, man. It is so hard. Like
it's cruel too. Like if you, I've worked it out now, and my method is just to like let it go and do its own thing and leave it alone. But at the same time, it needs a lot of love and attention. So
it's like a really like high maintenance model or something like that. Like we give our brisket its own chili bin wrapped up in a swaddle. It doesn't go in the Canberra. It's like it has its own trailer. Do you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Because if it goes in the Canberra, it's like, oh, it's too hot. It's too hot.
Yeah. I'm too hot in here.
We have it. We literally have, and I mean literally, we have a brisket chili bin. Which
that's pretty cool.
The only thing that goes in that chili bin is the brisket flat. The point can go in the Canberra. It's just the flat. Yeah. That's the only thing that falls apart on you, or that disintegrates, or is like a fucking basketball.
Yes, well that was I think actually the first meat stock we competed at, I only handed in burnt ends because it was just bad. Like it was just bad. And somebody didn't realize my brisket was still on the pit and left the lid up, and it caught, and it was bad. So that was pretty, that was a fail. Such a fail.
Well, hopefully you can laugh about it now.
Yeah, definitely. I think I laughed about it at the end, like after I'd handed in. I was like, oh, well, there's a lot you can do about it now.
It's only a stupid hobby at the end of the day, like standing around in car parks and fields cooking for 6 people, right? So
I think it probably was like Tolcher's look on his face when he was like looking at the time, realizing I'm probably like 10 minutes early for hand-in, just sitting out there chilling. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, man, I don't care. I just need this gone.
Oh, well.
So,
Oh, well, those are good. I think the fails are great. I think we learn a lot from them. But do you think, has there been like the biggest learning moment for you and the team?
I mean, there's been a lot, like, the whole process has been a learning curve for me. Yeah, I mean, brisket was probably the biggest learning curve, right? Like that's, I'm just trying to think of something else. No, yeah, no, I think everything is a constant, and I'm constantly learning as well. Like
Well, I mean,
I
you
never go, oh
guys,
yeah, I've got that dialed down.
I guess you have. I think yeah, we've had some similar things because we've had a little bit of a rolling kind of team makeup as well, right? So
Yeah,
initially, I only did a couple of proteins when we started, and then had to. And this year, for the last year, I've been learning how to cook chicken thighs. So I think we never stop that learning process, and especially
yeah,
if you're in a team that has some change in members who come in and somebody will do something for a while, and then you can go rusty as well, right? You can lose your muscle memory a little bit, and then you're like, oh
yeah,
shit, I've got to pick that up again. Oh,
yeah.
how does that work?
Scraping chicken. Yeah, 100%. No, and I think, well, because Kirsty and I, we take turns in brisket and pork at comp as well. Um, and so that's really cool. Like, so you've got your hands on everything and we're all like doing everything, but yeah. And so it means that we get to do it all and don't forget. But yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be the same, but what's the protein that you're working on most right now? Is it brisket, or do you feel like the brisket's running all right and you're focusing on something
Uh,
else a little bit more
I,
now?
I never feel like anything is running right. I feel like I've dialed in the protein, like my processes. Um, I'm getting better. Yeah, no, I think like all of them are still, I'm still working on. I'm probably actually going to have to go back to chicken and do a little bit more work on the chicken because that one hasn't been hitting right lately, for me. So
What do you think's
yeah,
what's been the issue on the chicken? Has it been texture? Has it been taste? Has it been appearance? Like where do you think you're going to focus?
I think I'm going to go back to taste is probably the big one for me. I'm happy with my texture and my appearance. It's just that taste one, and I think that comes from having to at this stage I'm managing more proteins than I was probably originally. Um, Whereas before, after 10 o'clock, I'd hand in the chicken and then I was just like, I'm a free agent. I'll go do some dishes. Whereas now it's not the case. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Sometimes you just got to kind of go, hey, this profile has either moved on or
Yeah.
it's not hitting and the judges have changed or whatever.
Yeah.
Like just before Smoke on the Coast, we completely changed our chicken profile
Yeah.
and it seemed to hit because we got second.
Yeah.
So I was very happy
Oh,
with that. Whereas,
yeah.
and a lot of the struggle that we'd been having on chicken was taste.
Yeah.
Like we had not dialed that in, but changed that profile and it hit. So now that profile is set and
Yeah.
now we work on some other ones. So
So, and
they're
that's
now
it,
moving
right?
in a
Like
different direction.
yeah. Yeah. You just kind of go, oh, right, I'll just change that one up. But, I'm pretty lucky that Kirsty is like this mad scientist flavor queen and she is like comes up with all these weird and wonderful flavor ideas, whereas I'm a list person and methodically work through the process. So she kind of takes the lead on those kind of things and I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, this one's hitting, or maybe less of that slightly, which
Well,
is
you
cool.
guys are yin and yanging, which
Oh,
yeah,
100%.
that's
It's
a good way
awesome.
to be.
Yeah.
And that takes us into your kind of setup, right? So what's your guys' comp setup? What are you cooking on now? What are you cooking out of? Like
Oh, yeah.
how do
We just
more girls rock up to a comp and get cracking?
um it with style and grace, usually in a black minivan, um, is how. L- what is it? Lacking in sleep and lots of caffeine is how we roll into comp. But we don't have like we run out of a gazebo, is our setup, and we're a trailer. Um, and we cook on an octo pit that we borrow from Nate when he's not competing here. And we've got two Broncos as well. And so we cook on those. And occasionally the WSM comes out of retirement if we need it for space
Are
as well.
they regular Broncos or the pros?
They're the pros, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, a bit more real estate.
Yeah, a bit more real estate. And I just it's the pit that I know, and they're reliable, stable, and I can just set and forget. Is so yeah. But the octo pit is obviously because we don't have it all the time, and it's really cool that Nate lets us use it. So yeah, that one is awesome too.
Well, he'll be listening. He does listen. I know that. He's been on and he does listen. So
I am grateful.
Shout out Nate Blackledge.
Yeah, we've also got. I've had a Traeger at home for the last since the Mighty 10 car park cook-off, which I'd never used before. I'd never touched it. I had a Traeger experience. So, yeah, they Hudson actually got sent home with that from Mighty 10 to use to stay here for the winter and use the Traeger. So that's been quite cool.
Have a look at the Traeger for your chicken. It's my advice. We moved to a Traeger for the chicken this season.
Yeah.
Game changer. It's a rocking bit of kit. I
really like it. It's so good, and I can just set it up and just let it go. And as long as I remember to refill and check my pellet levels, it is fine.
I think it's mostly, for me, it's the airflow that it generates, because it has lots of airflow. And so when you're trying to set that rub in a really short amount of time, you need that airflow, and it just sets the rub brilliantly every single time. Whereas when we would do it in pit barrels or stuff like that, we'd have to have it like them out of the silicone. We couldn't use the silicone because the silicone was stopping the rub setting. But the airflow is so good that it just sets, and it's just brilliant.
It is. It's an awesome piece of kit, that one too. So that's nice.
Well, let's talk about if you're the list person and the organizer, then I'm going to guess that the comp prep side of things falls a lot on your shoulders. Like, run me through your guys' comp prep routine.
So our prep work usually, we're sponsored by Waitoa. So Waitoa Chicken supply all of us our chicken. So I will get a big tray of chicken and it'll arrive, and then I will prep for 3 comps or 4 comps or whatever. Over the space of 2 days, I will sit and I could do like 120 chicken thighs sort of situation over that whole period, and then backpack and chuck them in the freezer. And so my chicken prep is already all done for that time. And then, the week before comp we usually start talking about it about a month out, about brisket and what's available and what we're going to use. And we get all of our stuff in Gilmore's and Hamilton. So one of us will do a run in and we get all of our supplies. But there's not actually, like, our prep work's pretty, we're pretty cruisy, and also because Kirsty's usually on night shift leading up to the comp as well. So she can do a lot like beforehand. So we're pretty, we tend to be a little bit super organized that kind of way. I
love the whole prepping meat in advance. Like, I kind of love it and I hate it, right? I've just spent the last 2 days trimming up 2 cartons of briskets.
Yes, see?
So we've got all of our briskets now, bar one, are in the freezer. Like, you just pull them out. Points and flats are all done. So we also don't have that stress of, what's the brisket situation going to be like at any one time, because it can be a bit dicey, right? And I've got 2 comps worth of pork in the freezer, and I'm about to have a word with Jeff and get him to get me. I don't think I can face 120 chicken thighs in one go. I can maybe do 40, and I'll get 2 to 3 comps out of that, and I'll be like, that's good.
I accidentally ordered incorrectly, and there's there was so much chicken.
Yeah, that fills me a little bit of dread.
Yeah, it was. It felt like I didn't have, like, there were chicken at my house, and there was chicken at my mother-in-law's house. There's chicken in the fridge in the shed. Do you know what I mean? Like, there was a lot of chicken in a space of 2 days to get through. It was.
And it's storing it. Like, if you haven't got fridges and freezers, it's actually quite difficult. Like, we've got a big chest freezer in the garage, which is my competition freezer,
Yeah.
and it's full. It's got
Yeah.
5 briskets in it. It's got about, because we got all of our sponsored ribs in one go, which was
Wow,
50
cool.
racks of ribs, which
Oh,
all
that's
have to stay frozen.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
your freezer fills up real
Yeah.
fast.
That's a lot, and it takes a lot of space.
Yeah. So, you
Um,
got to think about those things as well. It's all good to say, I'm going to get 120 bits of chicken,
oh,
but then you're like, where am I putting these?
yeah, yeah. Don't mistype and misorder by accident.
No, leave that extra 0 off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. I love these because I have loads and they change all the time. But do you have any competition rituals or superstitions? I
Ooh.
feel like you guys would have some. You feel like the kind of, the
There are
guys who are
some
like,
that
if this doesn't happen at this time, or if we don't do this, then, everything's going to be shot kind of people.
no, we used to have a few, and we've stopped them. We've stopped a few, like the yeah, there was a few. We once did a tequila shot at every hand in.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Oh yeah,
I can see now why some of your hand-ins may have gone awry. I can fix
yeah,
that. I can help you with that. Fix that real fast.
yeah. We identified the issue and rectified that one. But I'm just trying to think if we don't. I don't think we have. I mean, we have stuff that, like in our comp kit, that that is there, and it's just there. But no, I can't think. I don't think we're not actually rituals or superstitious people. In saying that, I probably am the type of, do you know what I mean? Like, there's probably stuff that I do at a comp that I do just for the reason, not because it has any other point, then I always do it. But yeah, I have nothing that I can think of at this stage.
What about their music? Are you guys a music team, and do you have specific music for certain comps or parts of comp, or?
We tend to always be really lucky. We tend to have really cool neighbours. Like a couple of times we've been paired up beside the Brock brothers, and they've got really good classic playlists. And I'm like, come on, guys, step up your game and stuff. So we found we used to bring speakers, but everyone would just play their music all over top of, and so we just stopped and we just listened to whatever anyone else is playing. And usually if you're close enough to the Cook Cartel, you can hear their stuff.
You don't even have to be close to the Cook Cartel.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
And Steve's always got a really good playlist on. So, so nothing music-wise.
Yeah, I know some people like to have certain songs at certain times and all that kind of thing, but, it's not for everybody.
No, I don't think that I would be organised enough for somebody who lives in a solid 7% of my phone battery running all the time. I just would never be, do you know what like if I could find my phone to connect it to the speaker, then that would be great. But 9 times out of 10.
Or you do the other annoying thing, which I know Matthew Melville is the number one culprit of, is when he Bluetooths his phone to the speaker and then he'll wander away with his phone. And so the speaker just starts, going in and out and just like crackling and then loses it. And then it come back and go, well, I'm to the music.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like you walked away.
Yeah. What you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good one for that. If you could go back in time 4 years and find competition what was the first competition that you guys did?
We did QMU. It was fresh. We were still in COVID.
21.
Yeah, I think so, because we had to all passes and everything like that at that stage.
I seem to remember that. And we had to have masks in your trailer and all this kind of.
Yeah.
And I've still got the hand sanitizer that I bought specifically for that
Everybody
regulation.
has still got the hand sanitizer that they brought, right?
It's still in the cupboard. I'm just like, there it is. So if you could go back to QMU 2021, let's say the Friday night, maybe even the Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday, and give yourself one piece of advice from today, what would it be? Don't do the tequila shots would be an obvious one, but
no, and probably be just breathe and relax, enjoy it, because that first QMU, because Matt the Flanagan gave us a lot of mentoring beforehand, and they were competing at QMU as well. So they came over and they tried everything and, helped us out and tips and advice and everything. But yeah, I'd probably just say, just breathe, man. You're going to be okay. It's only a competition. It's okay. Because, I was so anxious. I'm pretty sure I hadn't slept for the week beforehand. And I may have been throwing up for 3 days beforehand out of sheer nerves. Like, that, it was that bad.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we
Good
all
times.
get excited
Yeah.
about it and a bit nervous, but you obviously do take it to that
Oh,
next level.
100%. I had to, stop watching barbecue videos, just stop Googling. So probably, if I could just go back and just say, just breathe and enjoy it. Enjoy the time because and
that
it was
obviously
cool.
sounds like a very valid piece of advice for you, but probably for a lot of other people, I would say, there's probably a lot of people who get very kind of, sometimes you'll be talking to somebody who'll be like, you should come and do competition. And they're like, oh no, I couldn't do that. Like, I'm not good. I'm not this, I'm not that, or I'm not ready. And you're like,
lacking confidence.
Nobody's ready. You just got to do it.
And that's exactly and all of the process, I probably never would have done it if we hadn't met through the Facebook group and stuff and that chat. I probably never would have discovered my people, because that was the other thing. Walking into QMU on the first day, it was like, oh my gosh, it's my people. These are my people. These are they get it. They have the same hobbies. I'm not the weird one. We all are. And that was pretty cool.
There's a cool thing. So let's think about this. Is there something that you would like either to change or to trial or to try something different? And what's one thing you'd never want to change? And unfortunately, we've had to ban people from saying the people, because I think that now goes, none of us would ever want to change the people or the community, that kind of thing, because it is what it is. It's great.
It is a common theme.
What would be one thing on each side of the ledger?
At the end of the competitions, we've handed in our proteins and we've had our prize givings and we're celebrating on site. It would be really awesome if people could step out of their gazebos and off their trailers and come into the middle and we all socialize, instead of having, like, a prime example was at Meat Stock. We had all these really cool parties all over the place. And I kept saying, why? We've got a street here. Why don't we bring out the fire pit into the middle of the road and really upset Russell and have a party in the middle? Do you know what I mean? That would be really cool for me, would be just bringing all of those people all together would be really cool. And I think I did try, and then I may have got sidetracked or something like that, So that one is probably,
I think that's fair.
Cool.
I think that's fair. I think sometimes we do, and it's not that people aren't socializing; it's just socializing in groups, right? And
and also you get comfortable, right? You've got your seat there, the music, you're listening to music you like, and so it takes a lot to want to stand up and go and walk to another area and then talk to new people. And I think maybe because I do get up and walk, I get, and go round and stuff. It just would be quite cool to see.
I think I'm normally trying to pack up before it rains. I'm normally like, can I get this gazebo down while it's still dry? Please, let me get this gazebo down. Yeah. That's all I care about.
Sits in, and all that kind of stuff, and one thing that I would like, so that's the thing I'd like to probably change if possible.
That's good. I like that.
And the one thing that I would never change... the whole thing that it's important to me that the community stays the way that it does. And that's, I'm not saying I don't want the people to change. I'm saying I don't want the whole community as a whole. Our government, culture, our governing body and all of that kind of stuff and everything like that it's all really well run, and I guess I'm happy. So
There we go. And what is your guys' current goal? Like, what's the goal that you set yourselves, whether it's for this year or the next 12 months or next season or whatever it is? What are you guys going, hey, this is what, if we achieve this, this would be really cool?
So I think that our day one goal from our first competition has always been not to come last. And that's been like, not our mantra, but it's just like, look, don't come last. Like, don't come last. Somebody has to come last, but it doesn't need to be us. So yeah, that's probably our goal. And then obviously, we'd like to get better and better. So I think, yeah, getting more calls and stuff like that would be really cool for this year.
I mean, calls are fun. I always think I'm less worried about, I mean, I think, like you say, somebody has to come last, right? And maybe we need to destigmatize that a little bit, because I know there are some people who get really upset about when they've come in last, and you're like, you had a bad day. Like, don't worry about it. It can happen to any of us.
Yeah, it has. I've had it. And I get it. Like I did get dead last. And I couldn't believe it. But then I went, oh well, that's cool. It wasn't my day today, right? So.
And you just move on. You go next comps in 3 weeks or whatever. Like, turn up again. It's not like
and we do it all over again.
Yeah. And you can go hero to zero and zero to hero. Like
you can in one comp.
It's crazy.
Like I've had it happen. So
well, if you look at all of our individual protein results this year, you'll see us go hero zero.
Yeah.
Like if we could just find some consistency on some of the proteins, I'd be much happier.
Yeah.
Even though I love the walks, but then you got to put up with the next one knowing that it's going to bomb.
Yeah.
So it's a bit funny. Well, I think that's it's still a good goal. It still kind of keeps driving you forward and all that kind of thing as well, right? So
and it gives us something to work towards, which is to do a little bit better each competition.
There we go. I think that's a good goal, to do a little bit better than the time before.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Well, where can people find you, and anyone you want to give a bit of a shameless plug to?
There's a few people. So you can find us on Facebook, Gilmore Girls, and Instagram. We are not Insta mums, so we do the best we can to stay on top of everything. And obviously we're sponsored by Gilmore's in Hamilton and Ava Living and Heat Beads and Texans Barbecue, Rubs and Waitoa Chicken. Yeah. So there's my shameless plugs.
There you go. That's all you got to do. Well, Bex, it's been awesome chatting to you and finding out a little bit more about Gilmore Girls and how you guys operate. And there have been some good tips in there, especially for anybody who's a little bit nervy about coming in. I think you're probably a bit of a poster girl for that one and help people into the thing. So it's been awesome having you here. Love chatting to you. Thank you for joining us.
Awesome. All right. Have a great night. Thank you.